Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordam. We are back for some more Pathfinder WotR on Last Azlanti. We have just finished the Gray Garrison. We defeated Minagho over here in this epic battle near the Wardstone. She ran away with Staunton, unfortunately, but we all got our first Mythic level. So let's look at this and see how it works. Mythic Hero. The Mythic Heroes are set apart from their contemporaries, capable of amazing feats of courage in the face of overwhelming odds. In spite of this, they're still similar in many ways to other adventurers. They have hit points and armor class and saving throws. In fact, most of their statistics are comparable to non-mythic characters of an equal level. Where mythic characters differ is in the special mythic abilities. These abilities enhance mythic characters both in and out of battle, allowing them to take part in extraordinary, larger-than-life adventures. So you can see here that there are several options, like Angel, Azata, Demon, Trickster, etc. Some of them are locked. The only one we can pick right now is Mythic Hero. So don't worry, there was nothing incorrectly done thus far. You cannot specify one of the actual pots yet. You can only go for Mythic Hero. So, on the first ascension, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 options here. Bit of Fun, Close to the Abyss, Close to the Heavens, Dance Macabre, Force Reality, and Instrument of Freedom. So I am gonna focus, I think, on the ones that are more interesting. They can all be interesting. Bit of Fun allows you to have essentially 3 free casts of Mirror Image that last for 1 minute per mythic rank, which is cool if your character is not able to cast Mirror Image. In my case, mine is. We have arcane magic, so it's kind of pointless. On the second level though, you get a +3 circumstance bonus on all skill checks. So if you want to have a buff to your skill checks, this is also a viable way of doing it. For Close to the Abyss, mythic characters that draw their strength from the Abyss grow a pair of horns, gaining a gore attack. This attack is made with a -5 penalty and deals 1d8 plus half your strength modifier points of piercing damage. It counts as cold, iron, and magic for the purpose of overcoming damage reduction. So, the main appeal of this one here is you get an extra attack. On the second mythic rank, those characters become closer to demons, getting resist electricity 20 and immunity to poison. So, immune to poison, not bad. Going to Close to the Heavens, you get a ray that can heal your allies or deal damage to the opponents. And, more importantly, on the second mythic rank, those characters become closer to angels, getting resist acid 20, resist cold 20, and immunity to petrification. This, I think, is the main appeal of Close to the Heavens. Naturally, having something that can heal your friends in a pinch might be useful, but on a main character, sometimes you want to be doing other things rather than tossing out a heal. But yeah, petrification is a real problem in this game. Your run can just end if you get petrified, especially on Last Azlanti, of course. And petrification is an instant death effect, so making yourself immune to it is a very big deal. Dance Macabre, I believe, is mostly for if you want to go undead and work with negative energy. Not really something I'm interested in. Force Reality, you essentially gain a 30 feet radius around the mythic character. You apply a Dispel Magic Greater on everybody, affecting illusion school spells. And on the second level, you also dispel negative effects from your friends. It's interesting. I've tried using this before, and in my experience, every time I cast this, it didn't do much. It would always fail to dispel. So I never bothered with this one too much anymore. Instrument of Freedom. You can also heal people in a pinch, you can deal damage in a pinch with a ray attack, or you can target an ally and make them deal a little bit more holy damage on their attacks, which is actually quite good. And on the second mythic rank, you become closer to the Azatas, gaining resist electricity 20 and 4 bonus on saving throws against mind affecting effects. So, for my build, I am gonna go for Close to the Abyss. I want this extra attack. The more attacks I can get, the better. And, you know, immune to poison is never a bad thing to have. Finally, we go for mythic abilities. So here you have a whole bunch of other things to pick from. And can you guess what should be, at least in my opinion, the first pick you do on a Last Azlanti run on your main character. It's gonna be Last Stand. Your mission is too important to fall in battle, and your mythic powers let you endure unbelievable things. Benefit. Once per day when your HP drops low, you become unkillable. For 2 rounds, you become immune to damage that would make you unconscious. So, this is very, very important. Again, if you are playing Last Azlanti, I would consider this one of the more important, or even the most important ability to take on the Mythic path early on. If you are not playing on Last Azlanti, it's not as important. You know, if you die, you can just quick load. But, you know, something I also want to make clear here is my builds in general, when I'm playing the games like I usually like to play them, which is in a kind of Iron Man style, and this one is no difference, my builds will rely heavily on defenses, at least at the start. So I build my defenses first, and then I focus more on the offensive side, because it does not matter to me if I deal 1000 damage per round if somebody shoots me with something and I just drop dead. Okay, so make myself safe first and then focus on damage. That's my way of looking at things. So Last Stand is my first pick on my main character here, and there we go, Close to the Abyss and Last Stand. Moving up for Scylla. There are a lot of useful things to pick from, but something that's also important to mention here is that a lot of them scale with your Mythic rank. So we are currently at Mythic rank 1, which means a lot of these things are not going to be that relevant. So when in doubt, I would go for something like Last Stand, or if I had an alchemist with infusion, I would pick Master Shapeshifter. And I can also make a quick note about this ability here, because I know a lot of people have questions about this, and especially when certain guides online tell you to pick this as your first ability, but they don't explain why. I know, it's very confusing. I will explain why. So, you learn to use any shapes to the utmost. Benefit. Whenever you become the target of a polymorph effect, all the physical ability scores adjustments are modified by +4. Additionally, if you have the wild shape ability, you can use it any number of times per day. So, a lot of guides will mention taking this as your first ability on pretty much any character that's built to deal physical damage. And I know a lot of people pick this and then they don't understand what they're supposed to be doing with this, because by itself it does not work. The way you can make this work very, very well is if you have an alchemist, because at level 2 you get the spell called, I think, Animal Aspect or something like this, which is a pretty underwhelming spell, but it is a polymorph spell. It is a personal type of spell, but as we know, alchemists with infusion can apply personal spells to other characters. So essentially, you can fill up your spell book with Animal Aspect, and then you cast it on everybody, and everybody gets a +4 to all of their ability scores. It is very powerful. I intend to do that later on with my Brown Fur Transmuter, but since I don't have an Alchemist right now, I can't make use of it. I'm gonna delay it. So, for Scylla, I am gonna go for Mythical Beast. It is, again, one of those abilities that scales with your Mythic rank, so it's not as powerful as it could be right now, but it's still good. Your animal companion gains a bonus with Strength, Dexterity, and Constitution equal to half your Mythic rank, which right now sucks, +1, so already gives us a little bit. Its attacks now ignore damage reduction except N against everything, and are treated as adamantine, cold iron, ghost touch, and silver weapons. So, you get some stat boosts, but you also get a very nice ability in terms of actually being able to deal damage to your opponents. So, I like this a lot. It will scale, so it will always be useful. So it's a nice pick early on here. I also like this one. I think it's new, actually. Perfect Cavalry. Moving while mounted no longer provokes attack opportunity for you or your mount. I'm not sure if I can pick this instead of other things, but I do like it a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Going for Camellia. Something I could pick on Camellia here would be something like Abundant Casting, to increase the number of spells that she has available. It would not be bad, because having access to more bark skins is always a nice thing, and it's kind of the main reason why I have Camellia with me, is for bark skin. But she's not really going to be a caster type of character, she will mostly be an archer. So, again, like I mentioned, when in doubt, Last Stand is a good choice. So, I'm going to give it Last Stand here. And another example, if I had a Vivisectionist or an Alchemist, Master Shapeshifter would also be a very good choice for her first pick. Moving up to Lan. Lan is kind of a complicated choice, because let me see his level currently. We are at level 6, which means we have 3 levels in Crusader. So if I go for Animal Domain, I get a pet at level 4, which will be here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to pick Boon Companion right here or not. Because if I can't pick Boon Companion here, it's gonna be kinda sucky. If I can, it will be awesome. But yeah, let's see. So, anyway, it's something I would pick always later on. So, Lan, being a cleric, one of his main downsides for the cleric side of things, since I built him as a cleric, is his domains. But something you can do in this game, but you cannot do in Kingmaker, is you can actually fix the domains you have access to by using a mythic ability to choose another domain. So here I can do something like picking Animal Domain, which means I can give Lan extra spells, which are not going to be anything too important, but we also get an Animal Companion. Very cool. So I'll take this one right now, even though it will not take effect just now. For Daeran. What did I actually want for you, my friends? I kind of forget what I wanted for you. Ah, no I didn't. Okay, so much in the same logic as Lan over there, we can also give oracles additional mysteries. So a mystery is kind of like a domain. So one thing we can do here is also pick the nature mystery, which will give us access to more spells, importantly also bark skin, pretty cool. And eventually, I think on level 7, we can also pick one of our oracle discoveries to pick up an Animal Companion. So, pretty cool. I'll take this one. You can see here the new spells right now. Done. And finally for my Brown Fur Transmuter. Now, normally, I would go for Abundant Casting right here, because having more spells on my Brown Fur Transmuter is always a lovely thing. Pretty good. And I will pick this eventually, because again, more spells is awesome. But something that actually appeared when I stopped playing this game. So I played this game a long time ago, then I focused on practicing Kingmaker, and then I made my Kingmaker run, and now I'm back. So at the time I switched for Kingmaker, a new DLC or a new patch came out and introduced some new mythic abilities, and one of them was Corruptor. Your poisons and diseases ignore immunities. So I want to try and play with this because I have never played with it, and I think it can be very powerful. Why do I say this? Because if you've played Kingmaker, or if you've seen my playthrough on Kingmaker, you should have some notion of how powerful the Stinking Cloud spell is. It is a tremendously powerful disabling effect that you can apply on all of your enemies, and as long as you have Delay Poison on your party, you are immune to it. So it's just like the perfect disable spell. However, I've never actually played with Stinking Cloud in this game, because most of your enemies are demons, and pretty much all demons are immune to poison, which makes Stinking Cloud an obsolete spell. It does nothing in this game for the most part. With this though, I'm hoping we can change that. Not only on Stinking Cloud, but other cool spells later on. They also apply certain effects like a disease that I never played with before because they were immune to them, but now I'm hoping I can exploit this to get some mileage out of those spells. Hopefully it will be a nice thing to have. And there we go. Mythic levels obtained. So now we can actually go back in case I wanted to check something here, but I don't think I do. Let me just make sure I have my magic essences. I always forget about that and then I regret. Magic. Okay, we have 6. Perfect. So I think we can just leave. Do I want to pick up some stuff here? I guess the masterwork scimitars are worth some money. Okay. And once you leave, you no longer have the option to go back to the Gray Garrison.
Make way, warrior queen coming through with a round for the heroes. Whoa, the heart is packed. And you considered nixing this little shindig, Beth?
I did consider it, and I am still considering it. It hasn't even been a week since the last demon was booted out of Canabris, and we really should be in a period of mourning for all the city's fallen. But the people deserve to celebrate, and he deserves to be honored for saving the city and possibly all of Minagho.
We did it together.
But someone did more than the rest of us. Don't deny your achievements. There will always be plenty of miserable folk only too happy to tear you down.
Also very true.
According to the Watch reports, there has been no demon activity whatsoever outside Canabris. I get the feeling the fiends are as shocked by what happened as we are. What happened in the garrison, what you did, it was a miracle. I truly believe that the gods remembered us and decided to intervene.
Beth, come on, you agreed. No serious business today.
All right, I'm done. No more. Who would have thought we'd be celebrating a successful attack on the Gray Garrison, our own fortress, and that we'd blow the roof off the place?
It's simply unforgivable.
While we're on the topic of the roof, there's already a rumor going around that you have been blessed by Iomedae herself. And it was her power granted to you that destroyed the garrison's walls and roof. And it turns out the people want a little piece of that blessing for themselves. The townsfolk are gathering chunks of the garrison's rubble as souvenirs and talismans. And I'm sure they'll hit the black market soon enough. Oh, yeah. Here, breathe on this for me. For good luck.
Yeah, sure. We need all the luck we can get.
Nice. I'll put it on display at home. Or maybe I'll make a hole in it and wear it as a pendant.
Nevi! What are you on about now?
What do you mean? Do you see many people at this table who've been personally blessed by Iomedae herself?
Well, a couple perhaps.
Iomedae's blessings are not conveyed through stones, and as public officials, we really shouldn't.
I feel a little chastened after what you said about public officials. But I myself have acquired a few pieces of stone and also wish to ask our hero to breathe on them for good luck. So, what now? Are you going to toss me out of this fine establishment?
The woman dressed in unshowy finery raises her eyebrows.
Your Majesty.
Yes, it is I. I made the journey here to deduct the cost of repairing the garrison roof from your salary. We have not been introduced. Galfrey of Minagho.
I'll go for the lawful option. Shake her hand. It is an honor, Your Majesty.
And for me also. So, this is what he looks like. The one all Minagho is talking about. News of your deeds reached me even before my messengers could.
Your Majesty, we were just... I'll have them arrange...
Calm yourself, Commander. I deliberately came here without any fanfare because I did not wish to draw attention away from our honored hero here. My personal guard and the force I brought with me are standing watch outside the city. I ordered all your sentries to stand down. They also deserve a break. Every person who tirelessly fought to save Canabris will enjoy themselves today. And my reinforcements will ensure peace and order.
We'll join our celebration, Your Majesty.
Please, don't Your Majesty me. We are in a tavern, not my court in Nerosian. Address me as you would any comrade in arms. Concerning the celebration, as you can see, I already invited myself. I couldn't pass up the chance to meet the new hero all the Crusaders are talking about. And soon, not just Crusaders.
We all need to get some rest.
Because grand new deeds lie ahead, yes?
Your Majesty, my dear cousin.
Count, I admit I was surprised to learn that you valiantly joined the ranks of the city's defenders. Pleasantly surprised.
I live to please you, my queen. My first thought when Daskari cruelly robbed us of noble Terendelev and half of Canabris's Crusaders in one fell swoop was of you, my queen, and of how these events would weigh heavily on you. No one could have foreseen the demon attack, and we have so successfully held the defense here for 4 heroic crusades.
I'm going to drown him in the nearest well this very night.
I value your dedication and your eloquence. I hope you will continue to aid our soldiers.
Not a chance. You know that I am not made for the front lines. Excellent bash, but alas, I really must go. Important matters to be getting on with. A new shipment of wine from Kionin and 3 beautiful creatures of the same provenance. But I will most assuredly come to say my farewells before your army departs on its campaign, which, wherever it may lead you, will undoubtedly be crowned with victory.
I shall hold you to that, Count. And now allow me to devote some time to the hero of the evening. I did not come here solely to give you this chance to celebrate, but all serious discussions and official announcements can wait until tomorrow. I have big plans for all of you, especially for you. But I want to keep you in suspense for a little while longer, so I shan't say another word. Let us mark this victory. My first toast is to you, the hero of Canabris. Now, what are we drinking?
And the Burning City quest is done.
The fires of Canabris have died down. Now the army's path leads to the walls of Drezen, a fallen citadel that the Crusaders have been trying in vain to reclaim for 70 years. The new piece on the board might give their efforts some added momentum.
The inconsistency in the voice volume always makes me a little bit upset. Poor Cordampina still benched. And off we are from Canabris. And into a makeshift camp. Is that him next to Elabeth, the hero who saved Canabris? The queen is coming, the queen!
Rise, warriors. Today is a day of sorrow and pride. Sorrow because we weep for our brothers and sisters who perished in Canabris. Pride because despite demonic treachery, our heroes repelled the attack and saved the city. I, Queen Galfrey of Mendev, declare this day the first day of the 5th Crusade. And I am glad to introduce the one who will lead the attack on the forces of the Abyss.
Who?
The hero of Canabris, Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade. Your leader from now unto victory or death.
Gasp!
And now it's time to rest. Everyone is dismissed.
So yeah, we are now the Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade.
There. The troop review is finished. I'll give you some time to look around the camp, and then I shall expect your presence at headquarters.
Sure thing. Okay, so now we're in this camp, and essentially there is gonna be a tremendous amount of conversation, which honestly I will just skip through because otherwise it's gonna be an entire episode of just speaking to random people. One thing I want to mention though is that this area is not that large, but it's kind of big anyway, and you want to explore everything before you go back in to talk to the Queen, because everything you pick up over here right now, once you speak to the Queen, is going to go away and new items that are gonna pop up. So you want to loot everything, so you can loot everything again after you speak to the queen. So right now our objective is to examine a couple of spots, and I guess we can do that as we move along.
Move aside.
So I'm starting through here. Okay. Chapel tent. Nothing special over here. Let's move up.
Make way.
It's not like it's gonna be super mega important items that I'm picking up here, but you know, it's a little bit of gold here and there, some skulls, some items, some potions, and these tend to come in handy. And you know, gold is always useful, so it's always worth picking up. It only costs us a little bit of time.
How much
We'll also speak to all of our companions after talking to the queen. I think before we talk to the queen, it's kind of irrelevant. Oh, hello, Daeran. I'm gonna skip through all of this. We have the actors as well. I like being played by gnome twins because I like short people.
Follow me, or don't.
The field medic. There's a book. Not too much else. Oh, and even items inside the tents is also important to pick them up because then new stuff will show up. Okay, so I believe now... Have I been here? I don't think so. Ah, there you go. We can speak to Horgus Worm. And to you. This will be our new main merchant here. We can see he has a bunch of stuff. Also some very expensive things also. So, some pretty nice stuff, I will say. And I could sell most of my stuff to him right now to just clear out my inventory, but I won't do it, and I will explain why in a little bit. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna explore Nura's house, or the tent, sorry. Pick up all this stuff. God damn it. Left the book behind. I will also want to talk to the storyteller. This is her quarters here. We can even pick up some unique items, as you see right here, the half plate of vigor. Pretty nice. And I think we've spoken to everyone. The campsite of the Eagle Watch, I guess I didn't for these. Eagle Watch is over there, near Ember. Okay, done. You also get some experience by going to these places. Not a lot, but a little bit. Storyteller. I got the page you were looking for from the Gray Garrison, because if you remember, he did give us a quest to find some stuff in the Gray Garrison. We picked it up. There we go. He's gonna tell us the story of how I think he left his people. But yeah, you can see that if I go through all this dialogue, it will just be a very, very long episode where nothing really happens. Okay, my items. So, since we picked up the 6 magic essences, we can now tell them to restore a relic for us. Now, why is it so important for me to get those 6 magic essences when we did? It's because once we speak to the Queen, the storyteller will leave the area. So it will not be trivial to once again talk to him and try to create some items because he will no longer be here. Only at a later point will you actually be able to talk to him again. So I'm gonna give him the broken buckle and the necessary materials. Restore this relic for me. The elf cautiously uncorks the vials and begins to work his enchantments. The essence evaporates, turning into light that streams onto the buckle. The light thickens, becoming gold. The Covenant of the Inheritor, that is the name of this relic. This buckle once adorned the belt of a glorious knight from Mendev. It is the embodiment of a promise made to a young girl by a powerful deity. A great promise that has changed much in the world. When you touch the restored relic, a strange vision comes to you. It's as if you can see the events that happened to it in the past. A burning sensation spreads across your chest from the very spot where your mysterious wound sometimes opens. What is this? The influence of storyteller's spells, or is it something else? I had a vision. I'm just gonna go through this. And I think we're done. Okay. So, what did we pick up? We got the Covenant of the Inheritor. A lot of text. I'm just gonna go through all of this here. This symbol of Iomedae, when placed on the belt, emits a holy aura. All party members in the 30-foot area get a +2 bonus to caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. Their weapons become good aligned and count as if they were made of cold iron. So very, very handy. So, since it goes for the spell resistance part, I think I'm gonna give this to Cordampini here. The part about the cold iron, we already have. The good aligned though is nice. But if I need, I can just move closer with her and that would be sufficient. We pick up a bunch of books, which I believe don't have anything of note, because they don't have the yellow background symbols. But let me just check anyway. No, these are Gray Garrison items already. Okay. So I believe we are done with that. And what was the other one? No, not this one. No. God damn it. This one? This one. Okay. We've done everything over here, so let's talk to the Queen.
How much
We go into
longer,
our
I
tent.
wonder?
We find some other people in here. Let's just loot everything first. And I am picking every single thing. It doesn't matter if it's masterwork or not, because the purpose of this is just to sell most of these things. Our personal chest. And let's speak with the Queen. The Queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air with which she had just announced the 5th Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendev appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds. I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Drezen, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomedae herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them, and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation. A forced march to Drezen awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Vainik.
The Queen nods to the human man and the young halfling woman standing next to her.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomedae also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now. but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
I don't remember this guy being voiced for some reason.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
Very similar to Lindsay.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, his trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Erebeth, you can go too.
When we met at the Defender's Heart, I never imagined you'd make me the commander of the new crusade.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it. However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the Crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
I have some questions about my mission to retake Drezen.
Of course. I shall answer.
So I think most of these I can probably just skip over. She's gonna tell us about Minagho and Staunton.
Its walls were built by... Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this.
I just told her that Staunton
After Drezen
defected.
fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of Crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting. I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
I'll just go for a non-alignment option here. The past is in the past. What matters now is that he's fighting for the other side. I expect we'll meet him in Drezen.
The past is given to us to learn from, and to avoid making the same mistakes. But you're right about one thing. I am sure we shall hear more from this twice-turned traitor.
What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Erebeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit. These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Drezen. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Drezen, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
It's been decades and no one has managed to retake the city. Why do you think we're different?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Drezen. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris. We must attack swiftly before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
What about long-term goals? Do you know how to get rid of the Whirlwind forever?
Now you are talking like a real Knight Commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed. The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened. The main rift lies through the city of Ys and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Drezen, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold, the very threshold of the Abyss.
Give me just 1 second, please. And I am back. I have no more questions here.
Wonderful.
Did you know that the souls of angels from heaven are confined in the War Zone?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first wardstone in Kenobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works. Nevertheless, I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the wardstone in Kenobris, and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
And don't worry, that's not gunfire, that's that's people throwing up fireworks. The Queen subtly inclines her head in solemn acknowledgement of your service. You should know I received an unusual gift in the caves beneath Kenobris. In a vision I saw the death of an angel called Lariel. Somehow he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the World Wound grew, and Drezen fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on their special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
We can also show her the Covenant of the Inheritor, the item we just assembled here with the Storyteller. Do you remember this?
Get this. I thought this relic was destroyed many years ago. How strange it is to see it whole again. At one time, it gave me hope. I am pleased that this object will serve the Crusade once more.
I had the vision of Iomede giving her Covenant to you.
I was young, and did not fully understand the magnitude of the duty that had been entrusted to me. Iomede gave me hope and strength to see me through the trials ahead, and in so doing, she won my everlasting loyalty.
Okay, I'll just go through most of these here. I will not hand over the Covenant because I do want the effect on my side.
Always. I would proudly declare that
I would like to keep wearing this relic.
And then so you shall. What matters is that the Covenant of the Inheritor has been recovered. Perhaps it should be in your hands now, because you have greater need of it. But should you ever feel that you no longer need this relic, I ask that you give it to me. I would be delighted to touch it again.
As far as I am aware, you don't get anything by doing this, so might as well just keep the relic and get the nice effect for your party. And what are you going to do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
We can go for the good option here with the Angel Mythic path. My queen, I'd ask you to remain with us. The Drezen campaign is the hope of the Crusade, and the blessing of Ioma that you carry may be decisive in this battle.
What is this I hear? A polite attempt to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign? I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the Crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito. Until we approach Drezen, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
I do apologize for the fireworks, but I have no control over it, and I have to have the window open, otherwise I'm gonna boil with the heat. No, the task is clear.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
I'm gonna summarize what's gonna happen next. She's gonna tell Daeran that he's gonna come with me, and that's it.
Count.
I did.
No, ma.
It is a great honor. Your...
Then let...
Done. A whole lot of dialogue just to say he's coming with me. So now we have an Evia here. Anevia sweeps an inquisitive glance over you. So tell me straight, how did that brawl at the Gray Garrison end? I heard the rumors, of course. That's kind of my job, you know, to listen. You've no idea what cobblers and Crusaders say about you. Some say that Ioma came to you and appointed you a herald. Others say that you died and an honest-to-God's angel is now leading their army disguised as you. Still, others say it was just an explosion at an alchemist lab, and I'm the one spreading rumors about your powers. I wish. But you know, you really have changed since the Gray Garrison. It's hard to describe, but you've become kinda... Anevia waves her hand trying to find a word. More dangerous? Yeah, exactly. More dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd already be dead. You're dangerous, Commander, and by Desna I hope you'll be more dangerous to our enemies and not to us. Or to yourself. Okay, I have to go.
Follow me! Or don't.
And this time we're gonna run through the camp all over again. Pick up all of the items. Because if we see here, we can also talk to Idabeth now. Tell her about the scabbard. Get some experience. Okay, so you see here, the golem is now over here. The storyteller is gone. And if we go back into the tents, we have new items this time. And that's why it's worth combing through the camp initially and now doing it again. Just exhausting dialogue here. And you can see that even with me trying to skip through most of the dialogue, at least the one that doesn't seem that important or isn't voiced, this episode still, I won't be able to get out of the camp. Okay, let's go over here. We're gonna pick up Ulbrich's quest. There we go, he revealed an area. We will go for that area later on.
Make way.
Ah, we have a quest to pick up here as well. That pertains to Daeran. I will help you. And done. We have to speak with Daeran now. To have him invite us into his house. As part of the quest. We're also gonna meet Sozil here.
Again. It's a pity
I'm
I
gonna
wasn't
skip
there
through
at
all
the
of
Gray
this.
Garrison to witness mine. I have no. I
He's
want to draw them
painting.
the way they live on. Now it's my. I went to war because. Yeah, I know that you are. You.
Okay. He also gave us a quest and showed a new area, Martyr Zacharias' cemetery. Okay.
Hello.
Sela.
So, what? Somehow, it really happened.
Done.
With
New item. Pick it up.
How much longer, I wonder?
Nothing from you. Land. Nothing from you. I hope I'm not going to the same places I've gone before at this point. No, Nanny, I haven't spoken to her yet. Okay.
Follow me, or don't.
Okay, so I started over here. That's done. So, let me check out this lady over here, Mystery itself. Damn it! You again, soldier! And off she goes. Okay, nothing special here. Woljif. Items. Do you have anything new? I think this is all the same. No, this is new, I think. I think these items are new. A Wand of Bone Shaker. A Wand of Haste, Confusion. Some scrolls, nothing too special. Nice rods. A Shock Metal 4 Sharp +2. Nice. But nothing too interesting here. He gave us the Amulet of Blackened Mirror. He has decided to support the Crusade, which is good. We have to go.
I'm not touching that.
A pamphlet, Make Canabris Be Damned, so somebody is upset with the Crusade. Down with the Paladins, down with the Prelate Ulrun, down with King Galfrey. Alright. We also have here the Field Medic. Some new items. Forn Autumn Haze is also here now. We have our Cleric. In terms of scrolls, we have some new stuff, I believe. Now we are up again to 99 scrolls of Cure Light Wounds. We now also have Raise Dead, very important. We just have a lot of scrolls here. I'm not going to go over all of them, obviously. But in case you do need scrolls, this is the guy to go to. Yeah, I'm actually going to go like this, I think. He has some very unique items, some of which I will want in the somewhat near future. And I think these items are new. Arachnid Goggles. Is that a band study with dozens of When wearing these goggles, the wearer uses all the crystals as eyes, gaining all-around vision and cannot be flanked. Okay, that's actually interesting. War Kilt of Serenray grants the wearer a +2 natural armor bonus to AC and a +4 competence bonus on ability checks. And a Cape of Fainting. This is for rogues, I think. Okay. Sorry.
I appreciate privacy.
He also has some ingredients and some tools. Scrolls, and then some other ingredients. And a recipe for the glowing croissant. We got the Amulet of Blackened Mirror from Orgus. Whenever the wearer of this amulet uses a hex, the DC of the saving throw against it is increased by 1. So it's a cool item for Camellia, but you can't give it to her because she has a unique necklace. But you can give this to Ember here. I'll just do it right now, otherwise I'm gonna forget later. What else do we have? We have the chapel, I think. Yes.
Move aside.
Which now has some more items. Glowing croissant, okay. Let's copy the recipe. And now we're gonna finish up by selling all of this crap that we're currently hauling. The black... actually, can I tell you that Daeran agreed? Yeah, I've talked to Daeran. He's going to celebrate his birthday at Heaven's Edge. We can go there as guests. Okay, perfect. So, we have the blacksmith here. Now, the blacksmith is not as interesting as Wilser Garms, because this guy has unique weapons, he has some special and good items, and the blacksmith doesn't really have anything noteworthy. He has some cold iron masterwork weapons, which is cool, I suppose, but nothing really stands out on his gear. Everything is pretty normal. So what the reason why I like the blacksmith is, since I don't care for anything on his inventory, I also don't care if I clutter his inventory with irrelevant stuff. So I can just go here and do a bulk selling. So this way, all of this crap will show up on his inventory, but it will not show up on Wilser Garm's inventory. It just makes it easier to see the good items without them being mixed up with crappy items. So from here, I think I don't need anything else. This can all go. This can go because I have this one which is better. Not gonna use a falchion. Not gonna use a flail. Cold iron. Also cold iron, so this one can go. You can go, you can go. I won't use the pick. You can go, you can go. Go, go. These can go. I will not be using this site, I don't believe. Or a short bow. Or this spear. This is just better than this, so this goes away. And I think I can also start selling these books, because they don't give me anything. Might as well just... not the note. I typically keep notes. I also am gonna keep these ones with the yellow background, because they taught me skills. I want to keep them with me. But all of that I think can go. Okay, seems good. So, 22,000 gold out of this transaction. Not bad. And I am gonna end the episode here, my friends. So yeah, we can see that even with me trying to speed up this section, it still took the entire episode to clear it out. We also have healer here, so if we want to hire some more mercenaries, we can do it here. How much do they cost right now? Wait, by the way, let me just go through this. $18,000 gold. We can get it if we want to, but it starts getting very expensive. This is why I picked up Cordampina earlier on. Okay, so next up we are gonna go outside. We're gonna explore a new game mechanic called the Crusade, and we're probably gonna start doing quests for example, Soziel and any other areas that are close by that I can take care of. So, for now, my friends, I want to thank you all for being here with me in the channel, watching some Pathfinder WotR Righteous. If you have any questions, suggestions, anything at all, you can leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more, many more videos coming out soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.